Supported by the ancestors. This weekend, I'm working with free will, and it's really going deep into our ancestral lines to show up and ask them to show up what is blocking us, who is blocking us, what is blocking us in the system. So this weekend, I'm going to work very much with the ancestors to resolve whatever it is that's holding you back in your life, whatever it is which is holding you back in your purpose, and to address it. Often, and in the last weeks, it's become a very, very strong since the mom and the dad work. It really woke up the system, and the ancestors are asking us to resolve what's in the system. They need us as we need them. And everything that's happening within us is playing out in the world at the moment. So the war around us is the war within the family system. In this webinar, I'm going to work and address whoever has a hold on your system, whoever is influencing your belief systems, your choices, what you think is your mind, maybe the mind of somebody in the system. The deeper I'm going into the system, the more the ancestors are coming forward to give more information. So we can resolve what they couldn't resolve. So we can do what they couldn't do, or it wasn't time, or they didn't have the tools to do it. As I say, I started with the mom and dad wounds, and then we went into protection. So over the next webinar, and then I'm going to do another one again, working deeper in the system with the ancestors. But first, the ancestors asked me to work with free will. Before going deeper into the system, we need a free will to choose. Do we wish to go in? Do we wish to clear? Do we wish to complete? This work that we're in, this embodiment of work, involves a commitment, because you are the one who's representing the ancestors. And as it is in our own family systems, directly, and our friendships, there's disputes, and there's unresolved disputes in the line, in the lineage, which is playing out within us. And maybe between the ancestors, maybe you've entered a marriage or a relationship and brought more ancestors into your system, and they're not in alliance, they're not united yet. So I'd like to really work with and address what is blocking you from life, what is blocking you from creation, what is blocking you from your fertility, what is blocking you from movement, action, truth, commitment, loyalty, ease, flow. So in this webinar, I'm going to really go deeply into the exact systems, the root cause, and work with the ancestors. I had a vision during the week of an eagle and the feather of an eagle, and one feather in the system represented one ancestral line. So we are connected to so many ancestral lines that we have got so much support, or we can have so much support, or we can have so much chaos in the system, uncertainty, doubts, fears, anxieties, which don't belong to us. So what I was getting was that to work with, instead of being alone, Spirit came and showed me that we need our feathers back. We need our ancestors back. We need to reunite with our feathers to fly. We cannot fly and move forward without our feathers. And the feathers represent all the ancestors and all the ancestors of the husbands, the wives, the lovers who are in our ancestral system. Not only our ancestral system, but all our life systems. So we need them to fly. And when we align and work with what is out of alignment in the system, I will say it's a big field. We're working with big fields at the moment because we can handle it. And it's time to work with these fields. We're strong enough. So I ask you, are you ready to commit to be the one in the ancestral line, to resolve for you, for your family, and for them? I would invite you, if you're not dip a toe into the system, but commit into the system, because they want you to support them and align the system and show up what's in your system. So this webinar I'll be working with will be allowing to show up what is out of alignment so you can go back into your truth, into your lives, and embody who you are. We will go further with the ancestors, and we will go deeper, and we will fly united with them into our future, and with all the ancestral wisdom that they have experienced, the heavy experiences that they have experienced. This rich experience will help us to not do, will help us to have a different choice, because we will feel supported, we will feel secure, we will feel strong enough, we will feel embodied, we will feel embraced. We will have the nobility to move through life in a more noble way, more connected, and less disconnected. So I invite you to be on this journey with me, with the group, this beautiful group that we're on together, which is growing. This family is growing together. And we're helping each other to remember, to mirror, to show up as each one supports each other. For example, in Telegram, they're showing up what's in their system, but they're showing us what's in our system we don't want to face, we don't want to look at. Truth. What is the truth? Spirituality, you may think, is about going high, high, high. But for me, it's about going into the shadow. It's about going to the root cause. If I want to go high, I need to go deep. My power is behind the shadow, behind the anxiety, behind the fear. So this work will take you closer to yourself. Do you want to go closer to yourself? Do you want to be yourself? Do you want to be more in flow with your truth? Do you want to think and feel for yourself? If you find the mind is running, is that your mind? Most of the work I've been doing in the last weeks, it's been showing up that actually that monkey mind wasn't even our own. It was one of the ancestors. The ancestors have a very strong grip on a lot of us and a very strong influence on our minds and a very strong hold on our power. So I would invite you to look back, face, ask the questions, and drop into your truth and release the webs which are holding your system. to go back into you, to go back into your voice, to go back into your instinct, to go back into your heart, to go back into your own womb, your own fertility, your own hips, your own chalice, to live your own truth in a different way than the ancestors. So they give you space to be yourself, to live your life. So this is a huge container of work, and it involves commitment, and you will feel the information drop up during the days in your system. You'll think it's not you, but the ancestors are communicating to you all the topics which need to be resolved. You will sense it. You will feel it. Those doubts, those insecurities, maybe that bitter, that nasty word you said to your partner or friend may not be you. Maybe those judgments you're telling yourself, maybe it's not you. The doubts about your career may not be yours. This work will bring you deeper into yourself. And I'd ask, are you ready to be the one in the ancestral line, to be the representative of your ancestors, to walk into your own path, your own truth, with the support which brings dignity to the ancestors, and honoring their legacy is you. Your legacy is them. And we step into the future together. So I invite you to be part of this webinar. It will support you to reflect deeper into your system. It will create a lot of resistance to enter the field as well. It will bring you closer to yourself. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you to our ancestors for getting us here. And thank you to our ancestors for stepping forward and showing up their topics within us so we can transform it. And then we can invite the ancestors to clear it for us too, because they will work with us. Once we align the system, they'll work as a team for you. So if you show up in a meeting, you're sitting in that meeting, leaning into the ancestral wisdom and support. You are not alone. You are not alone. So I invite you to align with your ancestors and open a space that we can resolve what's in their systems between each other that you may be affected by or living out, which does not belong to you. I look forward to holding space over the weekend. And if you cannot make it, it will be then recorded. If you were not part of the Mom and Dad, I would recommend it. If you didn't do the genetic work, I'd recommend the Genetic Family webinar. And it will really help you to have the tools and support to support yourself, to support your children, to support your families, to support your relationship. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful evening or day wherever you are. Thank you for all the support over the years.